Hello there, and today we're going to be talking about 4K Ultra HD streaming devices. It's become pretty popular to own a 4K Ultra HD television, particularly with the high dynamic range. And today we're going to be looking at 4K Ultra HD streaming devices that will also support high dynamic range, or HDR. So there's only a few items out there that will stream in the 4K. Number one, let me point out the fact that any 4K Ultra HD smart television, such as the Sony you're looking at right here, is capable or are capable of having applications on them and therefore being able to stream directly in 4K. For instance, if we look at our Sony Bravia TV right here, we've got a Netflix button. There's the Vudu application. You can download further applications, but if we were to go into the Netflix application here, we will be able to watch Netflix with the premium subscription at least in 4K Ultra HD. However, some other streaming devices, such as my PlayStation 3, let's take for instance, the PlayStation 4, let's take for instance, some other, say a Blu-ray player, a number of different Blu-ray players that I've got that are capable of streaming. Will those do 4K Ultra HD? And the answer is no. Unless you've got a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player. By the way, Oppo UDP 203 and 205 offer no streaming services on them whatsoever. But if you do have a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player, and it does have streaming service on it, you'll most likely be able to stream in 4K. And so the other aspect of that is surround sound. A lot of people today are looking for the Dolby Atmos and or DTSX, but they're trying to get the best object-based surround sound they can out of streaming service. So to take advantage of that, all the merrier. But what are the best streaming devices out there for 4K Ultra HD content? As I pointed out before, your smart TV is a great way to do things. However, there's a huge drawback using the TV to access the streaming service. Well, let's first talk about what that is. The biggest drawback, most of all, to me at least, is if I were to access Netflix on here, say, on my television directly, and I have an HDMI cable set in or plugged into the audio return channel on the television going into my receiver, and the two kind of cross-talking that way. With streaming directly from the TV, you do not get the object-based surround sound. And I'll talk about that further in a later video. However, I'm just going to say this, that the Dolby Atmos or DTSX is not possible using an audio return channel. It just isn't possible. When HDMI 2.1 comes on the scene, more or less when we start seeing devices that are, designed for HDMI 2.1 utilizing an enhanced audio return channel, or EARC, we might see that possibility, but as of now, there is no way when using the applications on your smart TV to utilize Dolby Atmos. It just won't happen with the audio return channel. And by the way, it also will not happen when using the digital coax or optical or toslink output on your television going into a surround sound receiver. So now that we've got that out of the way, the fact that using the TV will offer us great 4K Ultra HD with high dynamic range, mind you, streaming capability, it will not do the object-based surround sound that we're looking for, such as Dolby Atmos. Well, what's the next step then? Using a Blu-ray player or a streaming device? Yes. As I said before, not all Blu-ray players have that possibility on it. At least if they do, I got several Blu-ray players that can stream, but they don't stream in the 4K Ultra HD content. So what do we need then? We need a 4K Ultra HD high dynamic range streaming device. Let's take a look at least what devices are out on the market now, and then what are the best ones, and we'll take a look at one today specifically. Okay, so just doing a basic internet search, it tells us, the Amazon Fire TV, the new one. We'll take a look at that. The NVIDIA Shield I'm quite aware of. The Roku 4, the Premium, or the Ultra. Take a look at the best streaming devices this year. Looks like Roku versus Chromecast, and I'm going to guess the other one is going to be the Amazon Fire or Apple TV. But looks like number one that scored the best rating is the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. Google Chromecast 2 looks like came in second. NVIDIA Shield looks like came in third, and then a Dish Air TV player. So just taking a look at some of those best streaming devices, looks like we've got the Roku Streaming Stick Plus, the Google Chromecast 2. It looks like with third place came in the NVIDIA Shield. all with some scores there and some information about them and specifications. Looking down, at least on this website, we get a 9 out of 10 superior performance and a review here, the price of what that Roku Streaming Stick Plus goes for on Amazon. And then it goes to the Google Chromecast 2, 8 out of 10. For $35 looks like. We've got the Chromecast Ultra, $54. Then a Video Shield for $179 on Amazon. Totally worth it, 8 out of 10. And then I got our Dish Air TV player, 7 out of 10 at $130. And Best Gaming Console with an 8 out of 10 at $300 on Amazon. And last but not least, the Apple TV 4K with a 7 out of 10, very good rating at $180. Well, now that we've figured out what the best one or best device is so far this year for 4K Ultra HD streaming as far as a device goes, let's take a look at the Roku lineup. Obviously, we've got the Roku Express being the cheapest, Roku Express Plus, Roku Streaming Stick, Roku Streaming Stick Plus, which was that #1 rated, guys, and the Roku Ultra. Let me just talk quickly about what these are and differentiate these models from each other. The Roku Express, which I'm very fond of, took advantage of that a little bit more than a year ago. We've been using that almost every night without flaw or problem. It's one of the more basic streaming devices out there. It doesn't do 4K Ultra HD, however, it will do the Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, and upmix that into Atmos as well, and other surround sound formats like DTS. Now, the Roku Express Plus is a little bit different. It's designed for TVs without an HDMI port, so you got your composite RCA cables there. So it will convert a TV without HDMI into having something that can hook up, basically become a smart TV. Then the Roku Streaming Stick, that's the original Roku Streaming Stick. That will do the Dolby Atmos and Dolby Digital Plus, however it won't do 4K Ultra HD. Okay, now starting with the ones that do 4K Ultra HD, that is the two on the right you see there. The Roku Streaming Stick Plus and the Roku Ultra right there. They both do 4K Ultra HD streaming, and both of them will support the Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital Plus, and give you that object-based surround sound. Now let's just break these two down, give you a comparison. Only really a $20 difference with their sale going on, normally $100 for the Roku Ultra. Really, these guys are exactly the same. Now, Roku came out with this Streaming Stick Plus not too far back, basically for your internet service. To quickly, talk about that, Roku came out with an advanced wireless receiver that comes with the Streaming Stick Plus, and it's basically for rooms that are far away from the router or the modem and places that don't have a good internet connection. So it'll actually boost your internet speed for watching streaming services. But taking a look at the differences, quality, we got the same quality, 1080p, 4K Ultra HD, and high dynamic range, 500,000 plus movie and TV episodes available, free channels including the Roku. Those are all customizable on all devices, by the way. Wireless connectivity we're taking a look at, though. It looks like both of them will do the dual band. The only difference that sets the Ultra apart, or the Premium, is the Ethernet port on that guy, on the Roku Ultra. So for $20 more, you're getting a direct connection to your internet. Looking at the remotes here, voice remote with TV power and volume buttons. And taking a look at the Ultra, it's got voice remote with TV power and volume buttons and jack for private listening. For those that don't know, the Ultra or Premier comes with a little pair of earbuds or headphones and connects right into the remote. Then the other main difference with the Roku Ultra or Premier is you get a micro SD and USB connection on the actual device. So you can slip in, an SD card and watch videos or pictures that you've taken with your DSLR camera or whatnot, or anything saved on an SD card. And then USB. So you can plug a USB cable in there. I'm not sure if you can actually pass like a computer signal or what that entails. But yeah, you've got the USB plug on board there. And then connecting a TV via HDMI. Both of them are going to connect, offer the high definition copy protection 2.2, so that's going to give you the 4K Ultra HD content and whatnot. Looking at the specifications, so here's what we're really paying close attention to. Both of the Roku Streaming Stick Plus and the Premier have a quad-core processor, so that's kind of important. The 1080p and up, so 4K at 60 frames per second, as you see here. high dynamic range, so both of them will support high dynamic range. As I said, there's just a $20 difference between the Premier and the Streaming Stick Plus. They'll both do dual band. Okay, dual band. We see here Ethernet port, as I said before, micro SD card and USB port. Our best wireless, it's pretty much the same exact thing on the Streaming Stick Plus advanced wireless receiver offers, like I said, 4 times the range pretty much. And then Dolby Audio and DTS pass-through via HDMI. So both of these Roku devices are not molesting the audio signal in any way, shape, or form, or altering it or augmenting it at all. So it allows complete straight pass-through. So you're able to get that Dolby Digital Plus. A lot of the gaming consoles particularly, even some Blu-ray players, not the TVs, but they're going to change the audio signal, so it won't allow you to get, like we talked about before, that object-based surround sound or Dolby Atmos. So looking at the remote, they're pretty much going to be exactly the same. Like I said, the big difference in the Roku Premier is you got that headphone jack on there, gaming buttons, and a remote finder. That's a big one for some people. They might want to spend the extra 20 or 30 bucks on the Roku Premier for a remote finder. A lot of times we lose the remote, but keep in mind Roku does offer a mobile app on Android and Apple phones, so you can actually control them or use your smartphone as a remote control for these Roku devices. That's one of the reasons why I like them so much in the first place. So now that we've pretty much gone through it and distinguished or determined that they're almost exactly the same, there's a night listening mode on the Premiere. I wouldn't want to do that, though. I'd want that done in my surround sound receiver or AV Pre-Pro processor as opposed to doing it in the streaming device. But that's me. I want the best audio quality I can possibly get out of my content. It looks like they're pretty much exactly the same. So now that we've looked at that, let's talk about something else for a second. Okay, so the next part of my video is going to be talking about how to get the 4K content, or where to get it. As many people may know already, the most popular is going to be your Netflix premium subscription that offers the 4K Ultra HD content with high dynamic range, mind you. But if you're not going with a Blu-ray, where's the best place to get your 4K Ultra HD stuff? Obviously, like we said, we got the Blu-ray right there. Netflix is going to be the most popular. Beyond that, Amazon Instant Video is offering some content streaming in 4K Ultra HD with the high dynamic range. Just requires a device that can connect to the Amazon application, but also that can do the 4K, just as the Netflix or anything else would. Vudu is a very good one. However, you do require a payment option in there, so you got to put a credit card in to be able to really use the Vudu, and it can get quite expensive. So Netflix is the more consistent in terms of price one. Vudu does allow rentals. YouTube's going to be a great one that myself and the female are going to be checking out, actually, because we're going to be ditching the cable boxes soon here and basically searching for the best TV streaming program. So I'll have a video on cutting the cord and what's the best service, like Sling or Hulu, those kind of things. Talk about that in another video, guys. But just looking around, we got Ultraflix, PlayStation Video if you've got a PlayStation console, Sony's Ultra Streaming Service. Doesn't have to be with necessarily Sony devices, but you're going to want a Sony TV is going to have something like that on board. Fandango now. Google Play, DirecTV offer it, Dish offer it, Xfinity, Comcast, Time Warner, which is Spectrum type deal. So those are the services that are going to offer the 4K Ultra HD streaming as of now, at least. So as I was talking before about the different Roku lineups, at least, or some of the most popular streaming devices out there, we've got our Amazon Fire TV Stick right here, or Amazon Fire Stick. This was one of the original streaming devices I ever bought. Great device, very reliable, however, won't offer the 4K Ultra HD, so we've got to step up into something a little nicer, at least a little newer. Here we've got the original Roku Streaming Stick. Very reliable, very affordable. As I said before, both the Amazon Fire TV Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, and the original Roku Stick, if not every Roku that I know of that exists out there, will perform Dolby Atmos, or at least Dolby Digital Plus, and then be able to mix it into Dolby Atmos. However, as I said before, guys, I pointed out, only the Streaming Stick Plus, being right here, and the Roku Premier, the Roku Ultra are going to offer the 4K Ultra HD streaming. Pretty much the remotes on everything is going to be the same. Whether you're looking at your basic Roku Streaming Stick, your Roku Express, or the Roku Streaming Stick Plus, or the Roku Premier. They're all pretty much going to be the same. However, the Roku Premier is going to be the only one that's got the remote finder on there and an actual 3.5mm jack for little earbuds that come with it. So, we've got something unique that Roku has sent us in the mail, so we're going to be unboxing one of the best rated, at least, streaming devices out on the market. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the Streaming Stick Plus, unbox it, and see what we've got to offer. So right away in the box, we're going to see that it's a little bit bigger than most of the other Roku products out there, but not as big as the Roku Premier. Take a look at what comes inside of the box. Here's what's on the box. And then we're going to open it up now. Alright, so we're just going to open the box on up and see what comes inside. So like I pointed out before, this is the actual streaming stick, Roku Streaming Stick Plus. Same exact thing. This is how it comes in the box. I've actually gotten an additional one because we liked it so much. So here's a brand new one in the box. Let's take this front layer of the box out. As you can see, we've got our quick start guide in here. Alright, we've got our remote, looks like power supply, we've got our USB cable, nicely, neatly packed in there, which is also going to offer the advanced wireless receiver that Roku came out with to get a little bit more of that signal from your router. We've also got a, looks like a female USB cord right there, probably an extension of some type. And then they have supplied us with 2 AAA batteries. Look like Duracell ones, so hopefully those will be some quality batteries that'll last quite a while in the remote. So here's the remote itself, a little bit different. I'm going to compare it to the, keep in mind this is the original Roku Streaming Stick remote. Got those pre-programmed channels on there. All the remotes have this little purple piece of fabric on the end of them.
I was going to ask you, with the buttons on those, are they just changed by the popularity of every time they've come out?
That's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that once Roku sees what are the #1 channels, sort of, they determine what to put on there. It looks like, here's one of the Express, and I'll show you the Express in a second, guys, so we can take a look at that product exactly. But the Express is very simple, very basic. However, it won't offer the 4K Ultra HD content. It will do the Dolby Atmos, as I said. Got Netflix, Google Play, Hulu, Sling. I believe you can actually pre-program these buttons to change if you want anyway, but I might have to check on that one. And then here's, last but not least, is the actual Premier Plus stick remote. Netflix, Sling, Hulu. Okay, and then we've got something a little bit unique on here, a volume up and down, which we don't have on the other remotes. The only difference between the Premium or Ultra, as we said before, no 3.5mm headphone jack, and no remote finder on there. So, got voice control on here, little options button or star, home, power even. So that's kind of unique. The other Rokus don't offer a power like that. So this one's kind of, yeah. Take a look at the quick start guide, at least in the rest of the box. In the box, we just have the power supply adapter here. Very simple. It's going to be 100, 120 volts, 0.3 amps, 50 to 60 hertz. So not too much power there. It's got a USB connection in like that. So replaceable if you do lose it. And then that is everything inside of the box, guys. So, taking a look at the device itself, it's pretty simple. I've got another one over here, brand new one. And it's a little bit bigger. It's got a reset button, just like all the other Rokus do, the original streaming stick right here. One of the things that sets some of them apart is they are kind of unique in the USB. This is a micro connection. I'm sorry, this is a mini connection. This would be a micro. Kind of weird that they went with a mini connection now since micro is so popular, but well, they wanted to keep things unique. And then taking a look at the Fire Stick, it's pretty much the same size as the Amazon Fire Stick. So this is a #1 rated device for 4K Ultra HD high dynamic range streaming content right now. Reset button. And we're going to plug it into the next video. We're going to run through this thing and see what it's like and how it works. Alright guys, so this is the Roku Express, one of the cheapest, most affordable, highly reliable, great Roku device that we have been using for the past year now. We like it a lot. Comes with HDMI cable, the USB and power supply and everything you need. And it's worked out pretty good. It's very small. It does come with a little sticker type deal that you can actually fasten it to the any material that you have it on. So one of the things I'm going to point out, guys, before we end this video is the simple fact that the Roku Streaming Stick Plus does not actually give you an HDMI cable in the box to utilize, so you're going to want to make sure that you've got a decent HDMI 2.0 cable that will give you the best 4K Ultra HD high dynamic range content. Looking at the box, the only thing that separates the Roku Express apart, as I was just something that just ran through my mind looking at the Roku Express, is that it actually did supply an HDMI cable. Not sure what type, but it doesn't do 4K Ultra HD content anyway, so we're just sticking to HDMI 1.4, I'm assuming, or lower than that. However, the Roku Express is a great product for 1080p streaming. It does do the Atmos, as I said, but stepping into the Streaming Stick Plus, I think we're going to get into a much better ballgame with the 4K Ultra HD content. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll have several new videos coming out soon, and I'm going to be changing the title name from Puppy's World to something that I'll let you guys know shortly. A bunch of videos coming out soon, guys, but take care. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe.